wonderful check.
I think Ashin will try to tack across towards the middle. You've also got pace in Arizona Blaze in 20. I still think it's middle to stand side, especially with the fancied runners. They are drawn middle to stance.
It's with Mark.
So the runners lined up across the track. 21 three-year-old sprinters for the Grade 1 Commonwealth Cup. They're in the gate and they're off. A very good beginning for Strong Warrior in the centre, claims the lead, also showing very good speed over on the far side. She's So Spicy, being followed early by Time for Sandals, and then towards the near side, Ides of March is right up there together with Arizona Blaze. Running keenly at the moment is Babouche on the heels of the leaders. Araby, another one who goes forward, and also not too far off the speed towards the near side is Shadow of Light. So they race inside the final half mile of the Commonwealth Cup. The overall leader may just be She's So Spicy on the far side, but now we see that the near side group begin to gain an advantage, led now by Arizona Blaze and then Araby, who races in second, and then making ground towards the centre of the course is Soldier's Heart. He's then being followed by Seydar Darian. After Seydar Darian is Carla Ridge, and then Ides of March has been ridden along. Shadow of Light being produced towards the near side, followed into the race by Rayevka. Still over on the far side, Time for Sandals has come to now lead She's So Spicy and trying to get involved. Sky Majesty on the near side, however. Arizona Blaze still right there with Rayevka right towards the near side rail. There's another 100 yards to go on the far side. Time for Sandals may just have the lead. Arizona Blaze, Time for Sandals, Arizona Blaze, that's the 1-2. Rayevka followed home by Seydar Darian, and then a break back to Big Mojo, who never got any nearer, and also picking up late for a bit of it was Sky Majesty. Well, she's had to do this all on her own from about halfway. Time for Sandals took the lead off She's So Spicy over on the far side, and she's won here for Richard Kingscote and Harry Eustace, and has beaten Arizona Blaze on the near side in second. Rayevka has come from a very long way back in third, and then Seydar Darian in fourth. In the end, it was Shadow of Light who got going late to get fifth. He was not too far off the speed early, but he could never land a blow. At 25-1, Time for Sandals wins for Harry Eustace and for Richard Kingscote, the winners of the Commonwealth Cup.
I mean, this is just a dream week for the Eustace family. Time for Sandals from stall 1 for Harry, who trained the winner of the Queen Anne with Docklands earlier this week, his first Group 1 at the Royal Meeting. All his horses have run well. This was only the fourth he'd had, as we talked about before the race. Jason, far left. We had eyes on Shadow of Light near side, but it's Time for Sandals. Look, she's swinging.
And just look as well, from stall number 1, so Richard has gone back and behind runners, so he wasn't going to be sort of posted right over towards that far side round. He goes and commits. We've got no idea as to who is in front, and she's looking for a little bit of company. Starts to edge towards the centre. Richard Kingscote on board. They thought early on, the team, he ran her in the trial at Newbury early on over 7.
Exactly, so she's now down to the 6 furlongs, and like Ed said, she really travelled into it, and then she had to be brave because she went away from her group, had nothing to run against, but she's been placed all 1 in all of her 5 starts. She was second in the French Group 3 last time out, but goodness me, for Harry Eustace, what a week. He wins the Queen Anne, Group 1, and here he is winning the Commonwealth Cup, and having brought just a small team here to Ascot as well.
I saw James on the way in today, and I said, come on, you haven't had a winner for a couple of days. Now look, amazing. Away and gone from the Jockey camp. Time for Sandals, Meg.
Yeah, I must say this is amazing for Richard Kingscote as well. You know, we've seen him on the big stage a couple of seasons ago, and he probably hasn't had that Group 1 horse the last 2 seasons, and there you go, get a nice ride for an in-form yard, and it happens. And I think Richard was good here because, as you say, Jace, the filly drifts off her line when she gets a little bit lonely, puts his hands back on the reins, corrects her, one flick again in the backhanders coming any minute, and then she's battled down. She's been tough because she's been lonely.
And he certainly knows about not sort of keeping a straight line from where he was. He's back behind runners, drafted in, and just edged as much as he dare left-handed before launching that final challenge.
I suppose it was one of those races, wasn't it, where if Shadow of Light disappointed, then it was pretty open, and there were plenty in there with chances. But look how much it means to all the team, and here is Harry, there's Tess. They can't quite believe it, I don't think. Look at that, lots of supporters here wishing him well. The celebrations, I think, are going to be great.
So they should be. What a week.
Sorry, Rich, did you want to say something to me?
Go on.
Not something for on air, I guess.
No, all good.
Tell me, you've been a little bit out in the wilderness since you won the Derby for Stouty in, 2022. This is going to mean an awful lot.
I think it would mean an awful lot either way. I've had nice horses to ride, but since Sir Michael retired, this year was up in the air. It was always going to be a year of building back up. Had a nice bit of support, and delighted to get on a filly like her.
Tell me about this horse, because for many of us, this will be a little bit of a surprise. Did Harry fill you with some confidence?
Yeah, well, I think she has. Last year she was a very unlucky placed horse in the Super Sprint. She's progressed all the way through. Unlucky last time, I felt. She done a spectacular bit of work a couple of weeks ago in Newmarket. I'm delighted to ride Harry a big winner because he's a gentleman and his yard is such a happy yard. It's really nice to ride a good winner for him.
Well, he's in love. That's the great thing. That's what love does for you. But your 7th Royal Ascot winner, they're hard to get. They mean so much.
Yeah, they are very difficult to come by, and I'm delighted.
And of course, recently, Rich, you had a good stint in Hong Kong. I'm sure you'd very much like to go back one day. This just shows everyone in Hong Kong what a terrific jockey you are. Then they do a lot worse than you.
Yeah, I've been very fortunate with that stint, came out of the blue, and it ended up going very well. Look, I've been extremely fortunate to ride winners all over the world, and the future's bright.
In front of the king, he is king.